Millionaire Car Salesman, what's going on? It is the one and only Blind Phone Master, man. I'm pumped up, I'm fired up, I'm super excited to talk to y'all about this, because do y'all realize that by the time you listen to this, we'll just be about 1 month away, 30 days away from the most powerful 3-day conference in the automotive world. Yes, I'm talking about the Internet Sales 20 Group, right? And let me tell you, this conference ain't for everybody. I'll tell you that right now. Let me tell you who it is for. This conference is for anyone who's ready to take their game, right? Their dealership, their whole entire customer experience to new heights, right? And you know the cool part about an event like this is that I don't have to tell you who it's not for, right? Because the mere fact that it's a conference that costs money is going to weed out the tire kickers, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, there are really still people out there who won't do what it takes to get the education they need, right? So I don't really got to worry about those people. So you've all heard me talk about the 6 things that will totally change your life, totally fuel your heart with encouragement so you can take your life to the next level. Obviously, the first 3 are what you watch, what you read, and what you listen to, right? And so, a lot of people will do the first part, right? Because you all are listening to this podcast. So it puts you in you about halfway there, right? The other 3, though, are what you visualize, how you talk to yourself, and who you surround yourself with. Y'all have all heard me at the end of the podcast say, hey, listen, you're the average of the 5 people who you spend the most time with. I know y'all heard me say that before, and it's a little cliche. It's out there. Everybody knows it. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today, is putting yourself around the right people. See, your number 1 deterrent of success is the company you keep. And by placing yourself in an intermittent environment with the best of the best, right? I just believe it could change some things. We need some new, more valuable friends. And that's the kind of stuff that you get at the Internet Sales 20 Group. I actually remember years ago when I met Sean Bradley, and he invited me to what would ultimately become the Internet Sales 20 Group. It was like some little internet director thing or something or another. And so I put on my little suit, went downtown, and I found myself in a room with all these big-time, forward-thinking general managers and DPs, you know what I'm saying? And they were sharing ideas, all the different things that they were doing to elevate their game at the time. Now, everything is different now, right? There's all kind of pandemic, and there's a, inventory shortage and all kind of stuff like that. And back then, I was just soaking it up, right? But when you look at me now, I'm an NADA convention speaker. The industry has dubbed me the Blind Phone Master. I'm the vice president of an international training company, Dealer Synergy. You guys are familiar with that. I mean, come on, the Bradleys aren't just going to let some blind kid from North Philly who just happens to be good at music, they're not going to let him just be the vice president of their company. You know what I'm saying? But what they didn't know is that I was developing myself, not just through spending time at dealerships, but through the conferences that I would pay to go to. Right? And it's not me. I'm not special. I really don't care who or what you are. The right environment will set you free. Let's think about Sean's Lamborghini, his orange Lamborghini, right? If you put that bad boy on a busy street or in a school zone or something like that, it's not going very far, very fast. But if you put that bad boy in old school Vegas, right, where there's no speed limits, then it's off to the races. You understand what I'm saying? And isn't that what we all want for our careers? So let's talk about taking these governors off. Why should you be at the Internet Sales 20 Group in Philadelphia, January 11th through the 13th? First of all, it's a very intimate conference. It's not NADA or Digital Dealer, and those are all great conferences, but they big as hell, you know what I'm saying? So we cap our attendance at 200 dealers, and we keep it intimate on purpose. All right, so don't be playing. You got to make sure you hurry up and get your tickets. Next, y'all know the chief moderator, Mr. Sean V. Bradley. He is a certified speaking professional, which means that he can orchestrate highly intelligent and informative conversations like none other. Plus, as I'm sure you know, he's been a leader in our industry for over 20 years. Yo, the curriculum that he and the team have been putting together, man, I'm telling you, it's fire, right? It's not even done yet because, as I said earlier, things change so fast. But I will say this, it's a fluid curriculum that has a beginning, a middle, and an end. This is some highly understandable shit, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So lastly, if you know anything about Sean V. Bradley, that boy like to have some fun, right? So there's going to be a VIP party. I tell you, it's going to be crazy. It's literally going to be one of our best VIP parties ever. Totally star-studded. I would show you pictures, but we on a podcast, so it's not going down. I'll promise you, though, that you can count on it being a great time. And literally, it is a proven fact that human beings learn and retain more when they're relaxed and having a good time. That's why we have VIP parties and networking events and all that kind of stuff during the 3-day conference, so you can stay relaxed, because the overall conference is definitely intense. I told you it's powerful. But don't just take my word for it. Go to internetsales20group.com and listen, it's pictures, it's videos, it's all kind of cool stuff that you'll be able to check out. So if you really want to experience success like the people who are constantly being featured on this podcast, then I highly suggest you get to that website and get registered for this event. And you know, the cool thing is, you're going to get access to not only the conference, but a free 24/7 on-demand training, tracking, testing, certification platform, which houses all of the sessions from the conference, right? This way, you're not just exposed to the information one time live at the event. You can actually go back and what I call re-experience the training over and over and over again. And that's really what you want to do. You want to be able to test yourself on the knowledge you received at your convenience so that you ensure maximum retention, right? That by itself is worth the price of admission. So it's so crazy because I actually got people who are always asking like, oh, can I get the session from Internet Sales 20 Group 12 and 13 and all that? And I'm like, no. They're like, can I just pay for it? I'm like, nope, you had to be there. Plus, you've heard it said that information without application is just education. But information plus application equals transformation. And the action plans that you leave with are individualized, they're customized, they're exit strategies. So basically, it's insurance that this won't just be just another conference, just another event, some place you went that had a whole bunch of information, but you never actually implement, right? And the cool thing is because you're coming through this podcast, I got a special discount code for you, and I got some bonuses. Y'all know I got to have some bonuses for you, right? So look, if you get registered before my discounted tickets are gone, then you'll get an opportunity to sit in my section, possibly even at my table at the Internet Sales 20 Group, and you're gonna have either breakfast or lunch with me. First come, first serve, y'all. And listen, you definitely want to start your day off with somebody like me because you're gonna be able to pick my brain over meals, which are definitely my favorite part of the day, right? Oh, and check this out. Before and after the 20 group, I'll be holding blind phone master accountability sessions to which you'll have exclusive access. That alone will give you like some extra little oomph when it comes to working with customers and things like that. I'm telling you, I listen, you already know what I bring to the table. If you don't, you're going to find out real soon. You actually are going to get a copy of my new book, Secrets of the Blind Phone Master, before it's even available to the public. I'm going to give you an autographed copy, all right? And if that's not enough, I'm thinking of some more stuff that you'll just get, okay? Because I'm just a generous fella, you know what I'm talking about? But here's the thing, you definitely don't want to wait. You know, they say good things come to those who wait, but better things come to those who take action immediately. So by now I know you probably don't went to the website and everything like that. Let me give y'all the discount code. So you ready for it? It's IS20G14blind20. Let me give it to you again. IS20G14blind20. All right. So now put that in and I'll take care of 20% of your enrollment, all right? Plus, you won't pay what regular hotel guests pay to stay at the Live Hotel and Casino in Philadelphia. You're gonna pay what we, the organizers, pay. And if I can pay to deliver the information, you could pay the cost to receive it, right? All right, good. So make sure you go to the website, get registered now, and we're going to get on to the rest of this podcast. So I'm telling y'all, wait till you hear the guests we have for today. I normally don't do the introduction, so I'm not changing nothing today. Let's rock. You know we're sponsored by Automotive. Welcome to the Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast, the #1 resource for automotive sales professionals, managers, and owners to learn how to make money, accumulate wealth, and to all out ball out in the auto industry. And now your hosts, Sean V. Bradley and L.A. Williams.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Autoweb.
Hey everybody, this is Sean V. Bradley, the president of Dealer Synergy and the creator of the Millionaire Car Salesman Facebook group, the #1 Facebook group on the planet for automotive sales professionals, managers, and DPs, and the Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast. And I got a special guest right here, John Robertson right here, and tell them where you're from, man. It's ship your car now. Is that correct?
Ship your car now. Exactly. We're out of Boca Raton, Florida. I'm up in Detroit, Michigan. We're all over the North America.
Yeah, you seem like you're somewhere right now. I see your logo right behind us. Tell us where you're at right now.
We're out at the Used Car Week conference in Las Vegas this week. So this is a big show for used cars, repo cars, finance companies. Everybody's out here this week showing their wares. A lot of dealers on site, a lot of sessions going on. It's a pretty busy place.
Well, listen, I got to tell you, man, you need to talk to your people in marketing because I'm really confused as what you guys do with your name.
Exactly.
No, I love it. It's ship your car now. So let me guess, ship cars, but it's more than that. All right. So folks, the reason why I have my man here is because, listen, I'm tapped in, as you know, all over the country with dealers, dealer groups. And unless you've been living under the rock in SpongeBob's opposite world, you know that we're still in a global pandemic. There's a there's a chip shortage. I'm saying ship your car. There's a chip shortage. And because of that, there's a massive, deficiency of new car inventory, which is skyrocketing, the new car prices that are there, as well as the demand for used cars. And so I'm finding dealers, I'm talking about powerful groups that are like starving. I mean, like they're malnourished with inventory. And part of the reason is they feel that they don't know, they can't get cars at auctions because first of all, it's hard to get them. And if you do, you lose, because who wins at the auction really loses because you're paying the most out of anybody. Really? And, a lot of my smart clients are doing vehicle acquisition, vehicle buying centers and things like that. And talking to you, I love what you guys do, because not only do you ship cars to people, but you also are able to get cars from all over the country for inventory for a dealership's inventory, correct?
Absolutely.
And let's get into it. So tell us a little bit about, you and what you do and your company and how does this work?
Absolutely. So Ship Your Car Now has been around for a little over 10 years. We do specialize in shipping the 1s and 2s and 3s units. A lot of the ways that buyers are buying today, as you pointed out, Sean, they're buying from everywhere. They've got to get this specialty vehicle from Minnesota. They got to get this other one from Florida. It's not like the old days where they walked into a big auction and they bought 30 vehicles in one place, threw them on big truckloads, right? We're doing a lot more spot buys throughout the nation. Ship Your Car Now is built on that kind of platform. That's the kind of carriers we have in our database today, are guys that can handle those kind of moves. We give our clients tools, we give them technology, we integrate it directly into their technology, we give it to them as a standalone website, however they want it. They know the pricing up front. They choose their delivery. They choose how quickly they want it delivered. We got some Amazon style pricing. You want it, picked up in 7 days, you want it picked up in 2 days, you tell me, and we get the cars to them. And that's what's important right now. Dealers have got to have cars. To your point, exactly. They're starving for inventory. They got guys walking on the lot. And, my wife and I bought a car about 3 months ago. She's looking for a new Toyota. We found the one Toyota Highlander that was the color she wanted in all of Detroit. Lucky for us, it was 3 blocks away from our house at a dealership. But I looked on the map because I said, hey, I can ship it. I'll see if I can get a better deal somewhere else. Nowhere in the Midwest was there another one like that. It's amazing what's going on in the industry today. It's crazy.
Well, listen, something that you said before really interests me, because a lot of dealers I know are under the impression that you have to wait to build an inventory. If you have a traditional shipping company, they're not going to just go all the way to California for one car to bring back.
Exactly.
You said something to me that was really interesting. So dealers, pay attention, because this is pretty cool. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. I mean, if it's one car, if it's across the nation, non-issue. We've got carriers that'll do that. We've got guys that'll pick that up. We've got carriers we'll bundle 2 or 3 together. And so you still get the better rate of using multiple vehicles. But because our network's so big, we have so many carriers and we move so many cars across the United States, we can still do that at an affordable rate. So our clients love it and they're getting their cars a lot faster.
So talk to us about what your most successful dealers do and how do they leverage you? So explain that to me, like how, like the dealers that are really leveraging that your ship your car now services. Tell us what the strategy is. And like, again, if we were going to just use the pandemic situation, how should a dealer, in your opinion, structure their inventory solution? Because at the end of the day, it's, if you have inventory, especially at the right prices, you'll be able to sell cars and make a lot of money. But if you don't have access to inventory, you're going to be starving. So here's a company like yours. Tell us how you see the ideal model and utilization of what you guys do.
No, that's a great question, Sean. I will tell you, the guys that are getting the most juice out of this marketplace are considering shipping in that overall solution. To your point earlier, I mean, you walk into your local auction, you may be paying, 20% over MMR right now? I mean, the rates are just crazy insane right now. You're paying full retail plus to bring the car to your lot. And luckily there's a shortage, so you're able to sell it and still make some revenue. Revenues are up at most dealerships on a per unit basis, which is awesome. But the reality is there's places you could potentially be buying, paying less for the vehicle, a little more for shipping, but your overall money into the unit when it hits your lot is less than it would be if you bought from the local place. So talk to somebody like us that's doing the shipping, find out what the lanes are. Let's talk about where you are. If you're in Knoxville and you want to buy Tellurides, should you be buying Tellurides from the Northeast or Florida? You know what your costs are at auction, but I can tell you what the shipping cost is going to be. And we provide an actual live tool. It works on your mobile phone where the guys buying these units are literally putting in 2 zip codes in the vehicle type, and it tells them what their price is, 4 different choices. It's instantaneous. So they can make a buy decision, whether they're looking at a Turn Automotive solution or a CarScur solution or any of these other wholesale to wholesale sites, as well as the big guys. They can make that decision about where they want to buy and what they want to buy instantaneously, knowing what the shipping price is going to be. And in our solution, actually knowing how fast it's going to get picked up. It's their choice.
So give me a scenario again, because this is also going to be on a podcast. And
yes.
So again, just try to imagine people are blind. Like my vice president partner in our company, L.A. Williams, a blind phone master. I don't know if you know that, but he's really blind for like 30 plus years. So they can't see this. So I just talk me through the ultimate experience. Like if I was a dealership, how does this work? Like, so like they're going to be able to utilize you to not only ship the cars, but I'm more interested because that's kind of like, that's like a no brainer. Like you sell cars.
Right.
And so for, again, you're going to be able to figure out how to get the cars to them, but I'm more intrigued because this is rare. I don't know anybody that has almost like this Uber or Grubhub type service. Can you explain how the logistics actually works out? So So you mentioned Danny Zlowski, shout out to like VinQ. If I have a vehicle acquisition, so strategy at my store, I've got a VBC, I got a BDC with about 4 or 5 reps. All they're doing is scouring all the online classifieds like Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or VinQ or whatever it is. And I got these leads that people want to sell me their cars, but how do I get to them? So help me, Forrest Gump, understand how this plugs in, because this is not normal. This is new stuff. And you know how dealers are. If we don't make this really simple for them to like, because it's like, this is too complicated. How difficult is it really to be able to sync up and be able to start getting cars from all over the place to my store?
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Did you know 40% of service calls go to voicemail or hang up?
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
How many times does it take for your customers to connect with someone at your store?
The world may never know.
Unless you have CallSource customers connect with 96% of their clients' calls and convert over 85% of bookable calls to appointments. Really? If you're not performing at that level, or if you don't know, then text HELP to 855-963-2686 and receive a free evaluation of your store's performance.
Well, there's really 2 levels of integration. So level number 1 is I can actually give you that independent tool that you can use. You get that price, you hit the book now button, and we're booking the unit, right? That literally is completely technology, no human intervention, goes straight from the book now button into my queue, into a driver assignment, and onto a dashboard where you as the customer can see every day what the anticipated pickup date is, anticipated delivery date. You can sell the car before it gets there. You can literally know the car is going to arrive on Saturday and arrange for that customer to be on Monday. Maybe you got a day worth of recon or whatever you want to do. you can make those kind of decisions given the real-time dashboard that we give our carriers. But the other aspect of it is a lot of those systems that are out there like VinQ, we can actually integrate inside it. So now not only is it a standalone tool for you if you've got a tool that isn't integrated with us today, but if you've got a tool that's integrated with us, it's just a button. You just hit the button that says, yes, include shipping in my purchase. Here's my choice. I want the 7-day price. I want the 2-day price. I want the exact day price. Check the box. Boom, shipping's done. Via API, that order gets shot over to my system, gets assigned to a driver. Updates come back to the system. It's all online in the system you're already using today. We're talking to all the big guys about being ingrained within that system to facilitate this kind of technology along with that purchasing process wherever they're purchasing vehicles.
So wait a minute. This is interesting now. So kind of like you said before, I'm sorry. It kind of, because you're very unique at what you do. So I'm really intrigued here. So I'm an Amazon Prime. I don't know. I think I should have stocks automatically gifted to me as much money as I spend.
You and me both.
Oh yeah, right. Like Jeff Bezos, you're welcome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm funding his space travel.
For sure.
So does the dealer? Let's just say that scenario. I'm the dealer, or I'm the manager at the dealership. You are the prospect, right?
Yep.
We are using a service like yours, Ship Your Car Now type service. And I've got, Bob Jones from Indiana or whatever. He wants to buy a car. Are you saying that you could pass the shipping expenses directly to the client, or is it something usually that the dealer eats? How does that normally work? I'm curious.
Either way. That's the beauty of it. It's really up to you.
I want your opinion. Which do you think works the best?
I find the easiest way to do it, and the way the majority of our clients do it, is they actually take that shipping cost, they take that opportunity to roll it into the deal and finance it. So now all of a sudden that barrier of, gee, I don't want to pay $800 to ship this Ford Ranger from Minnesota, to Iowa, is all of a sudden gone, because now it's only $4 more a month to get the red one out of Minnesota. So the dealer says, hey, the dealer's got the number. He puts it right in the deal jacket, right? He says, oh, your payment went up by $330 by $4 if I ship it to you. And the guy goes, sure, $4 a month. Heck yeah, ship it to me. The dealer says, all right, it's going to be picked up in 2 days. You're 1,500 miles away. Should be there in 4 days. You just have it by the weekend. And that's all built right into the jacket. So it's the easiest way for dealers to do it. Now, we do have some dealers that say, hey, here's my, get to know my customer, and my customer is going to pay for it, get their credit card and all that kind of stuff. I can do that too. But the best way to do it is working into the deal. I mean, you just.
I would agree with you 1,000%, but that's why I was asking. I mean, you as the senior executive and the company officer of the Ship Your Car Now, that's what I want to know. I don't want to know how I would do it because I don't know what I'm doing. I want to know what's the absolute best. And it makes sense. Why put that stress or create that barrier when, for $4 a month, it's a no-brainer. I mean,
absolutely,
like pennies. It's almost like I could see a little tin cup, with a sad dog and some music in the background. I mean, like $4.
And the other side of it too, Sean, is that client, they still know we're the shippers. So if there's questions, issues, where's my car? When's it going to be here? Who's going to make all the arrangements? They're not calling the sales rep. The sales rep doesn't get dragged down by answering all these calls because, nervous Karen is worried that her car isn't going to be there, in 2 hours, and she calls you 57 times. They're calling my team, and my team's answering all those questions. So I take all that shipping burden right out of the dealership. It's done.
Okay, so this is also intriguing because I have not been able to see the technology yet. So I'm just curious, you're not just an Uber, so to speak, of just like a network of drivers and things like that. You actually have technology. Does this integrate in the VDPs or in digital retailing? Because I would love to know that if I'm trying to use the autonomous digital retailing strategy, this is crazy that we're able to have that built into the digital menu, so to speak, with the $4 a month, and the prospect could just click it. You can do that.
I'm on 300 dealership sites today and growing. We're on dealer.com sites. I'm on Dealer Inspire. I'm on CDK Synchro. I'm everywhere.
That's crazy. So it is completely easy. And even if it's not digital retailing, if you're going through the regular conventional VDP, the vehicle display page, it'll be on there as an option, that if you wanted to have it. And man, listen, to be honest with you, I think that this is really cutting edge technology because I've been in the business for 23 years. And the way that people shop has evolved. I mean, I have a Samsung refrigerator, the one that's got like the freaking tablet.
Right. The panel. Yeah.
There's a freaking camera in my refrigerator that's already programmed. It knows when I'm out of milk. It automatically hits whatever, my wife's got it hooked up to, Amazon Fresh or whatever, Instacart, whatever she's got it hooked up to, it automatically places. It's the craziest thing is that technology needs to evolve. I mean, we're going into 2022. And the pandemic, in my opinion, has really changed people's, I think, perspective on communicating, on researching and buying. And Amazon, I mean, shout out to companies like Amazon and Apple that have streamlined the process to make it simple, especially Amazon. I mean, who's not used to the menus? I mean, you got Prime. There's I don't look at anything unless it's Amazon Prime. Why? Because I want it now. You know what I mean?
First box I check. Absolutely.
Exactly. And then we have the ability, even if I click that button, how fast that I could get it to us and
That's
things
what we
like
do.
that. And so that I think is brilliant. I'm honestly surprised that nobody did this sooner, because I think it's freaking ingenious.
We've been doing it for 3 years now. We haven't seen anyone else doing it yet, knock on wood. We've got 4 pricing choices. And then we've also got enclosed options. So if you're doing high-end equipment, we've specialized big time in high-end equipment. So the Lamborghinis, the Bentleys, you name it, we do a lot of that. We've got relationships with all those guys too. So all that pricing is available online. Super easy.
Listen, I'm loving this. Now, let's go through some reasons why a dealer that's, in the Cro-Magnon days, the Paleolithic era, why would they not want to do this? What are the pushbacks or excuses?
Probably the number one pushback I've gotten, I'm going to describe a conversation I had with the dealer the other day, because he was doing all the carrier management himself, right? So he was finding a carrier. He was, having the driver walk through the showroom in the middle of the day to get a COD check from the accounting department, which he had to hurry up and get the guy added as a vendor so he could cut him a check and everything. I always ask my clients how that process works. And it's the same story. It happens the same way at every dealership. 2 things happen. Number one, dealerships are used to doing it. So they're kind of like, hey, I've always done it that way. Dealers, what dealers resist change, right? I've always done it that way. So maybe they're not ready to step to the next stage yet where they're not having to do that. And number 2 is, there's a cost involved. We generate revenue. We do not charge a thing for our systems. So I didn't tell you that, but our systems, both the standalone website and the integrated site, are at no cost to the dealership, 0 cost. All of our revenue is generated based on my ability to negotiate rates with my carrier base, which is a tried and true carrier base I've had for years, that are better than the rates you're going to get from them. And I keep the delta. It's a brokerage. So you don't pay to do that. Now, will you pay me a little bit more than if you did it yourself? Sure. You're probably going to pay me a little bit more than if you did it yourself. But
Guess
the pain
what?
I'm taking away from you. Oh my gosh.
I don't mow my own lawn. That's why I have landscapers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not bougie. I just got too much shit to do. I'm not.
No,
trying
I had a guy the other day. I literally in this conversation. I hope he's not watching because he might feel bad. But he's like, I make.
Good, let him. Listen, this is my show. Look, I'm sorry. Time out. It's called natural selection. I'm just being honest with you. I don't mean any disrespect, but listen, I don't know if they briefed you what type of person I am. I keep it real. And right now, I see stores that normally have hundreds and hundreds of cars, new cars in stock. Normally, they got zero cars, no new cars whatsoever. And then I'm like, okay, how many retail ready pre-owned vehicles do you have? And they're like, I got 37. I'm like, how are you in business? You got to be burning through cash. So dealers, straight up, look, if you think that this pandemic is going to magically dissipate in 2022, somebody done told you a lie. You better just, you need to realize that at the very least, we're dealing with this shit all throughout 2022. So if you don't have an acquisition strategy, I don't care if you're bougie and you don't normally do used cars. You better turn around and strap up, and you better get, your used car game on. And part of used cars is inventory acquisition. If your only acquisition strategy is going to the auctions, I feel bad for you. If your only acquisition strategy is whatever, minuscule trade-ins that come in because you got no cars to sell to get these trade-ins, I feel bad for you. The only thing is being proactive. Let me break this down to you. John, have you ever heard of, a small book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People?
Yes, Stephen Covey and I.
Absolutely. The first habit of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is be proactive. That doesn't mean just wait for the OEMs to figure this shit out. It doesn't mean just wait till it magically just dissipates, it means be proactive, take initiative. And again, what's going to save your organization and get you through this, however long it is by creating a vehicle acquisition strategy, 1, and 2 is to out experience your competition. Okay, what you want to be able to do is you want to make sure that you provide superb abilities to your prospect to make things easier. So if I'm scrolling Amazon and all this other shit that I'm doing, like my day-to-day life and Grubhub, and using my refrigerator with the tablet integrated cameras, and then I'm looking to buy a car and I have to turn around and go from this dealership to that dealership, if it's difficult, I don't want to do it. That's why Carvana and Vroom has got market share. Those companies suck. They don't have any cars. They don't have any dealerships. They don't have any relationships to the local community. But how are they selling cars? Because they're solving a problem that dealers are procrastinating to solve. And here you come magically fluttering in like, hey, I got a great solution here. I've got the ability to not only ship cars to people to deliver them, but I could turn around and solve your inventory acquisition problem as far as getting you transportation cost effectively, correct?
Yeah, that's it. You hit it.
Do you have a microphone there? Like, tell me, do you have a microphone there? Do you have a microphone, like something, a pen? Drop something. You know what I mean? Here, that's all you got to do, man. You just drop the mic. Interview over. That's it. There's nothing else to talk about. I mean, like, seriously, I'm dead ass. Like.
No, you're my next sponsor. You're my guy. That's my next commercial. You just did it.
Like, what else in this economy right now? It sells itself. I mean, like, if you want to be antiquated and be Flintstones versus the Jetsons, that's it. You either are that or you're this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a rap lyric like, you could get with this or you could get with that. Okay, I choose to get with this, not get with that. I'm just saying. So anyway, kudos to you, man. Again, I love entrepreneurs and I love companies that are innovative, and that's what I see that you guys are. That you're innovative. You found a problem and you found a need, and again, timing couldn't have been better for your organization, brother.
It's we really did. We were one of the many there are organizations out there that benefited from the current situation, but we were actually in play prior to. But it definitely the phone started ringing a little more. It was a little easier to convince people that they needed to ship vehicles at that point. So definitely probably 2 times growth and climbing. So it's getting there.
Well, listen, again, it was a real pleasure for you to share some of your experience. And from my understanding, you're going to be at the upcoming Internet Sales 20 group in Philadelphia, right?
We are. Yep.
Okay. Now I got to tell you something, John, on a personal level, I'm really impressed with you because, you're not really like young. I'm 45. So I'm not throwing shots. I'm just saying, like, you're not like a Generation X or Z or millennial, anything like that. And I mentioned one of our new guests, Papoose, and you're like, yo, I know him. He's got bars. So I'm shocked that you knew who Papoose was, first of all. And I had to go on air and just give you props because you deserve that. Yeah, I was expecting that. So you will be in Philadelphia at the upcoming Internet Sales 20 Group Conference, January 11th to the 13th. And again, I got a question for you.
Yes,
are you going to be banging to Papoose's new track?
I will be. I'm not going to look that cool doing it, but I will be.
All right, listen, watch, I'm telling you right now. It's so funny because my people were telling me I don't listen to anybody. You know what I mean? Like that says, oh, you can't do that. I'm like, all right, whatever. Like Cardone doesn't listen to anybody. So people were telling me you're crazy for having Papoose at their gangster rapper like that. And you know what, man? I swear to God, this is when he dropped his album Nasarima Dream, right? There was a line at the last IS-20G around the entire venue to get the autograph. I got GMs and dealers that are gangster leaning next to this rapper.
I love it.
So I'm gonna make sure that I get a photo with you gangster leaning with Papoose at the IS-20G.
All right? I'm in. Count me in, man.
All right, thank you so much.
Where do all the top car dealers go to get the best ideas to help more customers buy cars using the internet? It's the Internet Sales 20 Group, of course.
Everybody selling cars on the internet. Everybody selling cars on the internet. Everybody selling cars on the internet.
So go to InternetSales20Group.com. That's InternetSales20Group.com. Because
everybody selling cars on the internet, but not you.
If you enjoyed this podcast, then make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave us a review. Let some other folks know about it. Oh, and don't forget to join the Millionaire Car Salesman group on Facebook. We'll see you there.